So I went ahead and I actually changed the color to the given color that they had in the swatches panel. Oops, there we go. I gotta make sure InDesign is selected, otherwise nothing's gonna work. I'm gonna grab my type tool. I'm gonna show you when I highlight this. There was already a color provided, and so I selected paper without thinking about it. But anyway, um, it's this color, Pantone color that they picked, and then to get the swash, I just realized something that I didn't mention before. It has to be italic, or the swash doesn't show up. So that means this here, it's italic. So same with the H and the S. So first you make it italic, and then you turn on the swash mode, which I think you can actually see this time, a little menu here. The menu, control options menu, open type, and then make sure that swash is checked. So basically, if swash is checked, then anything you make italic will have a swash. There's regular italic that shows up when the swash is turned off. Okay, just want to make that distinction. And then also, there's something new that they cover in this chapter or this project, and it's caps. There's all caps, and then there's baby caps or small caps. They call it small caps, but I remember calling it baby caps. It just means that there's big caps. Whatever you have capitalized beforehand will be a big cap, and then there'll be small, all the small letters will be small caps. So that's the setting that they have, and then you can go ahead and just resize it to what it looks like in the picture. So I'm going to go Control or Command Shift bracket, angled bracket, and I think it went to about there. Let me double check. A little bit beyond, looks like. Okay. Looks about right, and then this was also bigger. Okay, and as I make it bigger, then everything moves down. And this was smaller, obviously, so it fits into place. And just eyeball it. There's no specific size. You just kind of got to figure it out. One thing you might notice is that the spacing, the leading between woodworking and a century of is negative leading. So right now it was on auto. You're going to have to adjust that. So I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, maybe a little bit more, so you can pump it up like that. I think that's about right. I realize I'm going out of order here, but I went ahead and added the inset spacing to the text frame, and I wanted to take this opportunity now to add a stroke to the text frame, which is white, or rather paper. Let's see. So my text frame is selected, and I'm going to add a stroke, paper, and just kind of eyeball the thickness, and then add the object. Okay, it's menu, object, corner options, because as I said before, the text frame itself is an object, so everything that has to do with it, objects in InDesign, are under the object menu. And then you can pick which kind of design you want, and you can change each corner so they're all different. But if you leave it locked, it'll stay the same. It'll be unanimous, and you can adjust like how deep you want the design to go into the shape, or how small you want it. And that looks about right to me. And then also they added a stroke to the text. So from here and up, they added a black stroke that was 0.5 in thickness. So in order to change the actual thickness, it automatically goes to like 1 point of thickness by default. And if you want to change that, I think you have to go over to this option over here. So you can change the weight to even smaller than 1. I think it's 0.5 is what they wanted. So it's just enough to kind of set it apart from the background and give it a little more pop, but not be an obvious stroke. Those are really the only kind of strokes I like to use. I don't really like adding strokes to in my design, generally.